Have Lincoln currency you ever walked past a penny on the ground and thought, it's just a cent, not worth picking up? Well, after hearing the story of the 2060 Lincoln cent, you might think twice. Because somewhere out there, among ordinary pocket change, there might be a single penny, just one, that's reportedly valued at up to $12 million. Yes, $12 million. For a 1-cent piece minted in Denver in 2006. How is this even possible? How does a coin that most people overlook turn into one of the most valuable modern coins ever reported? That's the story we're diving deep into today, a tale of mystery, minting errors, scarcity, collector obsession, and perhaps a little bit of luck. Let's go back to the beginning. The year is 2006. The United States Mint was producing billions, yes, billions, of Lincoln cents as usual. At the Denver Mint facility, millions of coins rolled off the presses with the standard image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, or front side, and the classic Lincoln Memorial design on the reverse. These coins were supposed to be routine, mass-produced, everyday coins meant for circulation across the country. But as is often the case in the world of coin collecting, not every coin came out exactly as intended. Among these otherwise mundane coins, a very small number, and possibly only one, appears to have been struck with a highly unusual mint error or anomaly. The exact details are shrouded in speculation, but according to collectors and reports floating through the numismatic community, this coin exhibits a combination of rare traits that shouldn't even be possible for a coin minted that year. We're talking about an error that might include a double die, misaligned strike, a wrong planchet, or even an experimental metal composition that was never meant to be released to the public. And here's where the story gets truly fascinating. Some collectors claim that one particular 2060 Lincoln cent, verified by top experts and locked away in a private collection, has been valued as high as $12 million due to its unique characteristics and one-of-a-kind status. Let's break that down. First, what makes a coin like this so valuable? Rarity is the biggest factor. If there's truly only one known example of a specific error, it becomes a numismatic unicorn, something that collectors will pay almost any amount to acquire. Scarcity drives up value like nothing else. Think about the 1943 copper penny or the 1913 Liberty Head nickel. Both are essentially mistakes, coins that shouldn't have existed, yet they command seven-figure prices when they come up for sale. Now let's talk about the 2060 mint mark. The D signifies that the coin was minted in Denver, one of the U.S. Mint's primary production locations. Normally, Denver minted coins are not considered particularly rare. But when it comes to modern-era coins, especially from the 21st century, the existence of a unique or highly unusual Denver cent draws intense scrutiny from the numismatic world. Collectors tend to focus on these anomalies, especially when certified by grading agencies like PCGS or NGC.so. What exactly does this 2060 penny look like? That depends on the version of the story you believe. Some say it features a double die obverse, where the image of Lincoln and the date appear slightly doubled, caused by a misalignment during the die creation process. Others say the coin was struck on a zinc-coated steel planchet left over from wartime experiments, which would be highly irregular for 2006. Still others claim that this penny may have a transitional error, where a planchet intended for a different denomination or composition was used instead. The point is, the coin is not normal. It's not a run-of-the-mill 2060 penny. And that's what makes it so valuable. To date, there's no official record of a 2060 penny selling for $12 million in a public auction, but reports persist of private offers, collector buzz, and theoretical appraisals that push the value sky high. And in the world of rare coins, theoretical value can be just as powerful as auction results, especially when the item is so rare that it's never even publicly offered for sale. Imagine owning the only known example of a coin, any coin, and the kind of leverage that gives you in the collector's market. You could command any price you wanted. Because if a buyer wants it badly enough, and there's no competition, the sky's the limit. And that's how we get to this mythical $12 million valuation. Now, before you go digging through your couch cushions or breaking open your piggy bank, it's important to know how to distinguish an ordinary 2060 penny from one that might be special. Most 2060 pennies are worth just 1 cent. Some in pristine, uncirculated condition might go for 25 to 50 cents among collectors. But anything beyond that, especially anything with a visible error, should be examined closely. Check for doubling in the text on the coin, like the "In God We Trust" motto or the "Liberty" inscription. Look at the date under magnification. Pay attention to the edge of the coin. Is it uniform, or does it look off? And don't forget the color and luster. If it looks like it was made of a different metal or has an unusual tone, that's another red flag, or rather, green light, that something special might be going on. If you suspect you have something rare, the next step is certification. Don't try to clean the coin or alter it in any way. That can damage it and ruin any potential value. Instead, send it to a reputable coin grading company. They'll analyze the piece under laboratory conditions, assign it a grade, and determine whether it's a true rarity or just an average coin. And even if you never find the $12 million penny, that doesn't mean coin hunting isn't worth your time. Every year, new errors and discoveries are made. Coins with off-center strikes, missing clad layers, or incorrect planchets slip through quality control more often than you'd think. It's the ultimate modern treasure hunt. And it's happening in pockets and piggy banks all around us. Now, back to the legend of the $2060 million cent. Some collectors believe the story is real, fueled by verified images, whispered transactions, and sealed appraisals done behind closed doors. Others believe it's more folklore than fact, a tall tale born from the excitement of the hunt and the deep passion coin collectors bring to their hobby. But whether it's real or myth, one thing's for sure, the story keeps collectors searching. It's that possibility, that just maybe, one ordinary-looking penny might be worth life-changing money, that keeps the dream alive. It's a reminder that even in the age of digital currency and credit cards, physical coins can still hold secrets, surprises, and staggering value. So the next time you get a handful of change back from the store, don't be so quick to toss the pennies aside. Look at the dates. Look at the mint marks. Use a magnifying glass. You never know. Maybe, just maybe, you'll be the next person to uncover the most valuable penny of our time. And if you do, well, just remember where you heard the story. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into the mystery and potential fortune of the 2060 Lincoln penny. If you've got a coin story, a strange penny, or a question about other high-value coins, let me know in the comments. Who knows, your coin might be the next one we spotlight. And until next time, happy hunting. Would you like this in a downloadable format, or need thumbnails/title ideas for the video? Back to the channel, where today we're diving deep into the fascinating world of coins, and not just any coin, but a humble penny. A penny that, at first glance, seems like just another ordinary cent you'd find in your pocket or under your couch cushions. But not today. Today, we're talking about the 2014 Lincoln cent, a coin that's part of everyday American currency, yet it's been making waves in the numismatic community and beyond. There are even whispers, headlines, and wild stories claiming it's worth as much as $67 million. Yes, you heard that right, $67 million for a 1-cent coin. Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, let's find out together. Let's begin by taking a look at the basics. The 2014 penny is part of the Lincoln Memorial series, or more specifically, the Union Shield reverse design that replaced the Lincoln Memorial design starting in 2010. On the obverse, you have Abraham Lincoln, a design by Victor David Brenner that has remained virtually unchanged since 1909. It's an iconic image, etched in the history of American coinage. On the reverse, introduced in 2010, we have the Union Shield, a design by Lyndall Bass, sculpted by Joseph Mena. It features a shield with 13 vertical stripes and a horizontal bar representing Congress. At the center of it all is the large, bold denomination, 1 cent, and above that, a ribbon bearing the words, E pluribus unum. Now, what about the mint mark? The 2014 penny carries a small D just below the year, to the right of Lincoln's bust. That D stands for the Denver Mint, which is one of the primary facilities of the U.S. Mint. The Denver Mint is responsible for producing billions of coins annually, and in 2014, it produced well over 4 billion pennies. In fact, combined between Philadelphia and Denver, the U.S. Mint struck around 8.15 billion pennies that year, meaning these coins are not rare in general. So why would anyone think a 2014 D penny could be worth millions? Well, like many stories in the world of coin collecting, it all begins with variety, error, and hype. Let's break this down. In the realm of numismatics, rarity isn't just about how many coins were produced. It's about how many have something different, something unique. It could be an error, like a double die, off-center strike, broad strike, die crack, or even a planchet issue. Sometimes a coin might get struck on the wrong type of metal or might have been struck multiple times. In the case of the 2014 D penny, the most valuable specimens known to collectors typically feature a significant mint error, particularly a double die. Let's take a closer look at one of the more well-known errors associated with the 2014 D penny. One known variety includes a double die reverse, where parts of the design, particularly the lettering, like 1 cent or E pluribus unum, appear double due to a misalignment in the die. These kinds of errors can sometimes add significant value to coins, depending on the severity and visibility of the doubling. For example, famous double die coins like the 1955 Lincoln cent or the 1972 double die obverse can sell for thousands, even tens of thousands, in pristine condition. So what about the 2014 D? So far, there are no confirmed mint errors or varieties from the 2014 D series that would push its value anywhere near the $67 million mark. In fact, even with a dramatic mint error, most 2014 D pennies in mint state or with special features top out in the range of a few $100s, perhaps $300 to $400, maybe more if it's a particularly rare certified variety. But $67 million? That figure stems more from internet hype than from numismatic reality. Let's talk about that number. Where did $67 million even come from? There have been circulating viral stories, misleading YouTube videos, and clickbait articles claiming that certain pennies, like the 1943 copper, 1909 SVDB, or the 2014 D, are worth millions, often without specifying the conditions or reasons. These posts grab attention, go viral, and suddenly, you've got everyday people rummaging through change hoping to find a golden ticket. But let's set the record straight. No 2014 D penny has ever sold for $67 million. In fact, the most expensive coin ever sold, as of today, is the 1933 St. Gaudens Double Eagle, which sold for about $18.9 million. That's a gold coin with a dramatic backstory, legal controversy, and incredible rarity. So when a modern-day copper-plated zinc penny supposedly hits the $67 million mark, it's safe to say the claim is either grossly exaggerated or completely fabricated. Now, that's not to say you shouldn't check your change. There are valuable coins out there. Rare varieties, mint errors, transitional metals, or limited production runs do exist, and sometimes you can find them in circulation. For instance, coins like the 1983 double die reverse cent or the 1992 close AM penny are worth hunting for, and they can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars if properly graded and authenticated. If you do have a 2014 D penny and think it might be special, here's what to do. First, examine it under magnification. Look for any unusual doubling in the lettering or date. Check the surface for unusual features, like die cracks, cuds, or misaligned strikes. If you see something that looks out of the ordinary, compare it to verified images on reputable coin sites like PCGS, NGC, or Variety Vista. If your coin still looks unusual, consider submitting it to a professional grading service like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company. Having your coin graded and authenticated is a key step in determining its actual market value. Now let's go back to the idea of market value. Value is determined by what someone is willing to pay. A coin that's worth 1 cent to one person might be worth $50 or more to another if it completes a collection, has a unique variety, or is in flawless condition. Condition matters, and coins graded MS67 or higher, mint state with almost no blemishes, are considerably more valuable. That's why coin collectors use the Sheldon scale, which ranges from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect coin. A 2014 D-penny graded MS67 or MS68 read by PCGS, for example, could be worth around $150 to $300, depending on demand and quality. But again, not millions. And certainly not $67 million. So what should you take away from all of this? First, coins are a fascinating mix of art, history, metallurgy, and economics. A simple penny carries the legacy of Abraham Lincoln, American politics, minting technology, and over a century of design evolution. Second, yes, some coins are worth big money. But those values come from a combination of rarity, demand, condition, and story. And third, be careful with online claims. Always verify with reputable sources. The $67 million 2014 D-penny is not a reality. It's a myth, a clickbait title, a fantasy that's good for headlines but not grounded in the collector's market. That said, you should absolutely keep checking your change. Not because you'll find a $67 million coin, but because you just might find a piece of American history. You might stumble across a coin with a valuable error, or you might start a hobby that connects you to millions of people around the world who love the thrill of the hunt, the satisfaction of completing a collection, or the beauty of tiny works of art we call currency. So next time you see a penny on the sidewalk, pick it up. Take a closer look. Who knows? Maybe it's not the $67 million coin the internet talks about. But maybe it's still worth holding on to. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2014 D-penny, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And if you've ever found a rare coin or have a cool coin story of your own, drop it in the comments below. We love hearing from collectors, new and experienced alike. Until next time, keep your eyes open, your change close, and your curiosity alive. Would you like a shorter version for social media promotion or YouTube Shorts?